Pixar movies ranked. We got Karsten Runquist. I love Karsten Runquist. Watch him all the time. You know, I watch him. And, this video was made 5 years ago. And I'm not going to lie, Pixar kind of lacking. So I feel like 5 years ago is a good estimate of when this can be ranked. Because, ever since Soul,
By today, Onward will have dropped onto Disney Plus, which means two things. One, I definitely wish I had known this before I paid $20 fucking for it on Amazon. And two, I think it's time to rank Pixar. We're sitting 22
Disney
Pixar
Plus is the
features
best,
deep, and it's
it's
recently come to my attention that maybe now is a good time to rank these films, especially considering Pixar is one of my favorite production companies in the industry. The takes on this list are, according to some of my friends, very hot, and there are a lot of them, so let's not waste any more time.
Ratatouille. Cars 2.
I suppose this isn't too hot of a take. Listen,
Cars
I
2
despise Cars 2. In fact, the original plan was for me to make a Cars 2 rant video, but not only am I 9 years late, but two other 20-something white guys on YouTube have already beat me to it. Not only is this an absolute embarrassment for Pixar, but it's just a shitty movie.
I'm messing with Cars 2, low key. The best way of putting it is that
it feels like a collection of cutaways from a bad video game spin-off of Cars. I wouldn't say it's boring, it holds your attention, but at what cost? It's reassuring to talk about this now, knowing Pixar has made some damn good movies since, because this thing left me very disappointed. It's rushed, it's not funny.
Okay, before we put this on my personal...
Hey, Pixar, hey buddy, you don't go from getting a Best Picture nomination for an animated film to making a film where the protagonist is Tow Mater voiced by Lawrence the Cable Guy. It's a kid's movie, yeah, whatever, I'm being a dead horse at this point, but my point is this is probably one of the worst decisions made by a major studio in the history of film. Moving on.
I guess most of them have...
Not that it...
Monsters University? Monsters University is the second to last ranked for Pixar movies, bro? Are you crazy, dude? Are you insane, bro? Are you feeling okay, bro? No.
Deserves talk.
Nah, that's crazy,
talk
bro.
Enough about how aggressively mediocre Monsters University is. This movie feels like such a strange thing that...
Mediocre. He said mediocre. Nah, I'm about to... No.
Does anyone remember any trailers or promotion or even seeing the damn thing? We all saw it. It's such a forgettable movie that really isn't
it's not forgettable.
Anything.
No, it's not. It's beautiful. It's amazing. It's mesmerizing. It's nostalgic. It's perfect. In every which way, every single direction. It has a message. It's so good.
And if it was saying anything of any substance, it wasn't told in a way that felt memorable. I like how Pixar decided to explore college life because maybe Andy going off to college wasn't enough, but Legally Blonde starring Reese Witherspoon tells you more about being in school than this does.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm beefing with bro now. I'm beefing with him now. Cause
I don't think it's a terrible movie. There's only one truly bad movie on this list and we already talked about it, but you could take this out of Pixar's history and not a damn thing would change. If you held a gun to my head and told me to tell
a gun to your head?
You what the premise of Brave was, just go ahead.
Bro, Brave was a beautiful movie, bro. It's a beautiful movie. It's beautiful.
I haven't seen Brave since its release, and I suppose I could rewatch it to give myself a fresh take for this video, but I'd probably forget what happened by the time I started writing. One thing I do feel Brave is better at than these last two is creating a unique and visually stunning atmosphere for Pixar. All of the candlelight feels warm and real, I can smell the woods, and as much as I hate animated fur, the hair looks amazing. I just wish there was more to grab onto underneath all of that.
What you mean grab onto underneath all of that? It was about how anybody can do anything. Anybody can do whatever the fuck they put their mind to. I said freak.
What pisses me off most about the Cars franchise is that upon watching this third movie, I realized I didn't need to suffer through Cars 2 to understand this one, which is more of a critique of the whole franchise, but anyways. What I like about Cars 3 is that there's a crystal clear sense of heart coming from it. It's never been more obvious that the people behind it loved this franchise, and it may not be a love that I can latch onto myself, but
I think Cars 3 was an amazing way to wrap it up. It was the revealing of the newer wave, the newer outcome.
And it's like that because Pixar knew damn well that those who already
how
we're not gonna see this.
Things are changing.
But yeah, no, at the same time, this is not that great of a movie. If I'm being honest, it's probably a worse movie than both Brave and Monsters University just because of how little it's doing and how one-noted it feels. But once again, I appreciate stuff like this that understands who its audience is. Stuff that feels like a person made it, not a company that is so desperately trying to make a little extra dough. Or maybe I'm just glad that this movie represents the end of the Cars franchise. Who knows?
Ooh, Bug's Life for me is a close favorite. I love Bug's Life. I don't know what it is. It's so nostalgic. It's so feeling. It's so. I don't know what it is. I feel like most of these is nostalgia.
It's such a harmless little movie that I will protect with my life if anyone tries to trash it. But my only way of defending it would be me saying, guys, come on, it's a Bug's Life. This movie feels self-aware and honestly pretty silly at times. The animation at the time was groundbreaking, and it was definitely a step forward for Pixar. But at the end of the day, it's a Pixar movie that's meant mostly for children. Not to say adults won't have a good time watching it, but no adult is going to sit down and watch A Bug's Life alone because what are they really going to get out of it?
True, I haven't watched the movie in a minute, but it's a good movie.
Yeah, I guess we're still not done talking about Cars. The original Cars movie is obviously the best of the trilogy because it has an original tone to it. It doesn't feel like every generic spy movie to come out in the last 10 years, and it doesn't treat itself like a student athlete in their last year of high school. It's just Cars. Cars, to me, is Pixar's most American film. It feels very 60s and 70s with its imagery. In terms of storytelling, it feels very
it should not be ranked as low.
And the technology and writing takes all of that and gives it a modern twist. It's just a cozy movie. I wish I had a VHS copy, you know? The stakes are low, but the heart is there. It's Cars.
Oh, yeah. This is a beautiful movie.
The Good Dinosaur gets way too much hate.
I might rewatch that right now.
Animation is
after this video.
Sure, the story
I
is
might rewatch
the
that.
protagonist is kind of a goof. It has so many flaws that we can go on and on about. But as cheesy as this sounds, I find so much wonder in this film. Like the way they animated the settings is breathtaking and immersive. To ride along with this kid and this big goofy dinosaur and explore these areas feels so immersive. It's a film that uses animation not so much as a way of using your imagination to invent something new, but as a way of finding the magic in the world around us. But still, I can agree that this is definitely one of the weaker Pixar films. Take out all of the meaning behind WALL-E and this is what you got, which isn't an awful...
Wait, what did he say? Wait, no.
Pixar films. Take out all of the meanings, but still, I can agree that this is definitely one of the weaker Pixar films. Take out
the weaker Pixar films. Hold up. What? No. Like this video if you disagree with that, cause that's crazy, bro. That's crazy. The Good Dinosaur. How? Explain this. Explain yourself.
Out all of the meaning behind WALL-E and this is what you got, which isn't an awful thing by any means.
Explain yourself.
You know, it isn't WALL-E.
No. Okay. All right. Explain yourself. Time out. Wow,
I really liked this movie when I first saw it. I think I gave it a 4
Two different
out of 5,
stories.
which is kind of absurd to look back at. I say absurd because I really haven't thought a lot about it since. I still think it's a fantastic sequel with some of Pixar's best action sequences and animation that really pops. I also think it's a great addition to the Incredibles universe where we get to see the new side of Bob. And lastly, I always love the geometric modern aesthetic of the Incredibles, and this film fully embraced that. They didn't forget their roots, and they used the advantages that they now have thanks to technology to make it look even better. And ladies and gentlemen, that's how you make a sequel. But you don't realize how little this film was doing at the time until you look at the other best animated nominees from that year. Spider-Verse, Isle of Dogs, even Ralph Breaks the Internet. I love The Incredibles too, but it was one of the first times that Pixar felt behind the curve. Not to diminish the film's quality based solely off of what else came out that year, those other films are just a great way of saying, hey, maybe this film isn't as groundbreaking as Pixar's other work. There's nothing about this film that really stood out, and that's okay. It's still a great movie, but I think I'm still allowed to say I'm a little disappointed.
It about the popularity. He's not basing it. It's a good movie. It has a good story to it.
So like I said, I paid $20 for a digital copy of this, so I feel obligated to speak positive about it. Kidding. It's actually a good movie on its own. From beginning to end, visually, this is a beautiful movie. And that's coming from someone who views purple as an F-tier color. This thing is so vibrant and every shot is doing something visually fascinating. I would be lying if I said my expectations for Onward weren't low. Mostly because I'm sick of animation companies running out of ideas for characters and copping out with strange elves and trolls. But Onward takes this genre and character and really runs with it in a way that feels traditional but fresh at the same time. Plus the brother relationship and the father stuff, I thought it was all handled in a really beautiful and touching way. Is it the best thing they've ever done? Of course not, but it's a step in the right direction.
A TV or like a movie.
Finding Dory was unnecessary, yes, but I will always be someone who defends it as one of the best Pixar sequels. Something that almost felt like a live action. That's what I meant to say. New characters and settings that don't feel weird. I know we all felt kind of uncomfortable with those new superheroes in The Incredibles 2. And once again, I can't remember a single new character from Monsters University. But the Finding Dory characters feel fun and comfortable in this environment. I mean, that one octopus thing, that was awesome. I guess what I found most satisfying about this movie is the fact that by the end of Finding Nemo, while we didn't need more Dory, there was more material to explore with her character. I think this film opened up and addressed her background in a conclusive and entertaining way. When writing this, I realized there aren't a lot of huge flaws with Finding Dory. It's not by any means something as in-depth or as worth discussing as the rest of the films on this list, but, like, it's fun. Leave it alone, Jesus.
Ooh, Inside Out is beautiful. One of the most amazing films of all time.
This is probably the hottest take on this list. The Goodfellas of my Pixar rank, if you will. Inside Out is probably the most acclaimed thing to come out of Pixar's new generation of films, and I would agree. It's one of the better things they've done recently.
It's actually
one of the most unique animated films I've ever seen. It's a concept that shouldn't work by any means, but does. I love the visual style of it. Bing Bong is a great character in my opinion, but my main issue with Inside Out has always been the fact that it's trying way too hard to be a Pixar film and not just a good animated movie. And what I mean by that is it promotes itself more in being this mind-blowing piece of art that will definitely make you cry. The result of that are good reviews and so many tears, but little to dissect afterwards, or I'll argue even during the movie. Naming a character Anger doesn't leave much up to your interpretation. And once again, there's nothing wrong with that. It's an accomplishment in itself that they were able to make the story watchable for kids. But I guess what I'm getting at is that yes, this film is good and we love to see high concept stuff being made for a younger audience that'll help those kids understand themselves 1% better, but it feels more like a really good video essay than a movie. There are scenes in here that are on the verge of straight up saying, this is the sad part, so you should cry now, instead of actually offering a more creative and subtle approach to whatever dramatic beat they're trying to pull off. But still, it's a good movie. It's not the worst thing in the world. It's moving on.
Toy Story 2.
My rank for the Toy Story films has gone up and down and up and down and This is a franchise I could never figure out how to feel about, but today I feel like Toy Story 2 is my least favorite. Once again, not a bad movie. I've said that so many times already. In fact, I think I like the story and characters in this one the most. But this always felt like the one movie in the franchise that wasn't really accomplishing a whole lot. Similar to Cars 2, it feels more like a way of building up time between the first and third movie to make it feel like a lot of time has passed. When in reality, when looking at what the other three Toy Story films accomplished, this is a fun movie with tons of great sequences and some terrific writing, but little to offer outside of that.
It was good. Coco. I love Coco. I caught off by ads, like, so I don't have to get ads anymore. I'll say I love Coco. Coco's the best. It's amazing.
Perfect in my opinion. Almost. I'll get to my flaws in a second. This is one of, if not my favorite Pixar film visually. I mean, come on. The colors, the setting, the characters, it's an overwhelming experience. If there was any Pixar film I'd like to catch in IMAX, it's this one. It also feels like it explores death in a way that, unlike Inside Out, feels not shoved down our throats. It's like, hey, death is an integral part of the plot here, but it's not the whole movie. It's not a movie about death. It's a movie about people trying to understand death. And some sick jams, too. My issue really comes down to the ending. Up until that, it feels like a pretty unique film, making a bunch of unique choices, and then the ending happens with the big tiger thing, and it feels like every animated movie ending ever. But once again, how about that music?
Music is fire.
Toy Story 4 is sick. Like Onward, I had low expectations. Another Toy Story movie, why? But that's what I love about this movie. It proved itself not only to be a really good movie, but a movie that needed to be made. I've said this in a lot of debates, but after Toy Story 3, Andy's arc was done, not Woody's. Toy Story 4 is a movie that explores loneliness and identity in one of the more heartfelt ways I've seen Pixar do. Plus, this is right behind Coco for Best Animation. What a gorgeous movie. Everything about it feels like a love letter to how far the company has come, and for that, I think it's pretty amazing.
They look so polished.
Oh hey, another Toy Story movie. Toy Story 3 feels like Pixar's most emotional film because it has every reason to be. The Andy and Woody relationship is such a fragile and special thing, so of course they want to be good about that wrap-up. And they absolutely nailed it without feeling like a weird character study that doesn't go anywhere. It feels like a really special, really emotionally draining type of movie that builds on everything the franchise has been building up to. It's definitely a classic in my book, and I'm looking forward to revisiting it.
That's interesting how it puts Monsters Inc.
Pixar is full of great duos. Woody and
Why
Buzz,
are you putting Monsters
and Dory,
this high? But you're putting University
My personal favorite of them all is Mike and Sully. Thanks to Billy Crystal and John Goodman, it simply does not get better than this pairing, and the way they frame the film around these two could not have been more perfect. The writing, hilarious. The animated fur, just enough. Randall, one of my favorite villains ever. Monsters Inc. never struck an emotional chord with me aside from that one shot of Sully in the door, but that doesn't stop it from being a pretty much perfect film and a timeless classic. Seriously, if there was ever a film in this list that would stand the test of time, it's this one. Both visually and script-wise, this thing holds up so well.
Up. Up was interesting.
Up used to be a top
I feel like I've
Pixar
never
movie
really
for me,
watched.
and it
I've
still
never
holds a special
sat
place
down
in my
and
heart.
watched
Obviously,
the
there's
full
that
entirety
perfect
of
opening
Up.
montage.
I always
which
like
will
looked
forever
away
be
or
one of my
like done
favorite
something
scenes
else.
ever, and there's
But I've
much more to it than
watched
that.
it.
Perhaps what I love most is the dreamlike quality of this film. So many pieces of it feel random and out of place, which is both a
Maybe I
good
gotta do
and
that.
bad thing. Because of that, it feels messy and holds it back from being in my top 5, but at the same time, it makes the film feel so alive and unpredictable. The mystery of these falls makes the film exciting and full of life. It doesn't feel like a movie
Up's a
just for
good one.
kids or just for adults. It's a movie for anyone who's willing to experience its weirdness. Between
the
Doug,
wife.
Russell, Carl, and even Kevin, I gotta say it's got my favorite Pixar characters too. Toy Story, now that's a classic. I've already talked about Toy Story 3 other times in this video, and this film specifically has been talked about quite a bit in the film community. So I'm going to keep it brief by saying it says a lot that a movie with animation this outdated managed to be the greatest animated film ever when it was initially released, and still one of the best ever over 20 years later. Toy Story is one of the most important films in cinematic history, and for that,
It's beautiful.
it
Simplicity
deserves
is
all the
beautiful.
praise in the world. Finding Nemo is a film I really hold close to my heart because it's perhaps my first memory being in a movie theater. My mom tried to take me to this movie 3 different times, but every time I got too scared of Bruce and ended up sitting in the hallway. I actually don't think I saw the full movie until I was able to get the VHS and watch it at home. But that's not what you came here to listen to. Finding Nemo somehow masters almost every genre out there. The horror and suspense of the first scene, as well as Bruce's introduction, the comedic relief that Dory brings to pretty much every scene, the heart-wrenching drama that lies at the center of this devastating premise. It's enough to make both children and parents cry for different reasons. It's a film with a whole lot of heart that, like a lot of films on this list, could be watched for years and years to come. I cannot wait to show it to my kids.
Wally, fuck.
This is without a doubt Pixar's most cinematic film. If there were, for some reason, any doubters out there that looked at animation as a style of filmmaking too childish to take seriously, this will shut them the fuck up. The first 20 minutes alone, where we get practically no dialogue out of Wall-E and we are only allowed the sounds of the environment and the music, it's a beautifully hypnotic way of introducing us to this character and world. Wall-E is a film I don't think we'll ever stop talking about. I cannot tell you how often I hear the phrase, "This is just like Wall-E," especially now. But it's not a look at our future the way Contagion is. It's a more light-hearted approach. Not only because it's a Pixar film, it has to be like that, but because it focuses on the beauty within humanity that so many of us often forget. It's a beauty that, to be honest, is kind of immortal. How could you not love Wall-E? It's a movie that couldn't have been as beautiful if it weren't for animation and could not have been told in any medium other than film.
Oh, the first Incredibles.
Hell yeah, The Incredibles is one of my favorite movies of all time. It's perhaps Pixar's most human film. Like, literally, it's all humans. But they're superhumans, baby! A few years ago, I did a video on it that I highly recommend checking out because I'm not about to repeat all that in an already long video. But The
So he did
Incredibles
put
is
Ratatouille
nothing
at number
short of
1. I
masterpiece.
respect that a
The
lot.
Storytelling is so tight
I respect
and
that a
sharp.
lot
The
because
story
it is
simple and
the best.
satisfying. It's a superhero film that doesn't take 10 years to set up a 15-minute action sequence.
It's
It
just
does it
so
all in
good.
2
Like,
hours.
I don't know what it is. Like, like I could watch it
I mean this in the most
I can
genuine
watch
way
it
possible.
today,
Anybody
and
can cook.
I can watch it tomorrow. and I
Except
can
for me. As someone on the
enjoy it
internet,
both
I've
times.
noticed we're in a really exciting
Watching it
time. A time where people are
equally.
beginning to stop sleeping on Ratatouille and recognize it as being not only the best Pixar film, but the film we need right now. A film that will lift you up. A film for the underdog, or rat, or whatever the fuck. A film that celebrates the connection between man and everything not man. That celebrates the joy in life, the things that bring us all together.
Exactly, it has so many
That's what
messages.
Ratatouille is all about. It's a magical and
But
humbling little film that
it's
exists
also
without
about
any sequels
you
or
can do
anything.
whatever
It
you
takes
want.
Paris,
Anybody
an
can
already
cook.
beautiful city full of
A
life,
little rat can
love, and
cook.
art, and recognizes
You know what I'm
all
saying?
of these traits, bringing
Freaking
them to
what's his
life in a
name
way
could cook.
only
The main
animation
character, he
could.
could've cooked.
But this
He put in
story
that
is
time, put in that
universal.
practice, put in
Remy
that work.
represents a
But he didn't
small
put in
part
that
of us
practice,
that
put in that
strives to
time,
be
put in that
something
work.
we've been
He didn't
told we
read.
can't
But he
be.
was in there
He
putting that
represents
practice
a
in that
dream.
old lady home
Linguini
every
represents
day,
our
every
insecurities,
night.
the side of us
So he was
holding us
getting that
back.
stuff
Them
done.
together creates this power, this ability to create and do the impossible, to prove others wrong. It's a powerfully moving film that gives off the vibe that it's just here to have a good time. It's hilarious, it's adorable, it's
Ratatouille.
perfect. If it had a scent, it'd probably smell really good. Ratatouille has this unique trait where you just, you can't make fun of it, even
I know
if
all
you
y'all
try.
knew that
Sure, it has
Ratatouille
tons
was
of
the
memeable
name of
content,
it.
but when you're watching this movie, you're treating that
I
rat
knew
like
it
he's
was
the
Remy,
protagonist in a Scorsese
but like I would always
He is
refer to him as
everything
like,
to
oh
you.
yeah, that's
My point is,
Ratatouille.
stop sleeping on this movie, grow the fuck up, and watch Ratatouille.
Now I don't.
So
now I'm more
that's it.
cultured.
I'm looking forward to checking out Soul if it ends up coming out later
Ah,
this year.
Soul.
But besides
Ah,
that,
damn. So this was past Soul, but pretty much after Soul, It's kind of not really that good. I'm not gonna. Soul's probably like 3. Probably put that in between Wally. Probably put that behind Wally. That would probably be okay. And yeah, hope y'all enjoyed the video. Like, subscribe, and have y'all a good day, man.